Hello, today I'll be talking about Teddiursa, the first bear and bear cub Pokémon. Its previous PYC dates are September 29th, 1996, July 21st, 1999, May 11th, 2002, March 1st, 2005, December 21st, 2007, October 11th, 2010, August 1st, 2013, May 22nd, 2016, March 13th, 2019, and January 1st, 2022. I like the names of this Pokemon and its evolution, Ursaring. They're a play on Ursa Major and Ursa Minor, which literally mean Big Bear and Little Bear, respectively, with the latter even being Teddiursa's category name. They connect it with the celestial symbols of the crescent moon on Teddiursa's head and the new moon on Ursaring's belly. I also think Teddiursa is cute. Anyway, let's get into the Bulbapedia article. Hello and welcome to the Bulbapedia section of the video. Today we'll be talking about Teddiursa, the little bear Pokemon. It was all one word in gold and silver. Its number is 0-216. This is what it looks like. Its type is normal. Abilities, Pickup or Quick Feet in Gen 4+. Honey Gather is its inability. Gender ratio is 50-50. Catch rate is 120 or 24.9%. Breeding is egg growth field. Hatch time 20 cycles. Height 2 foot or 0.6 meters. Weight 19.4 pounds or 8.8 kilograms. Base experience yields 124 in Gen 2 through 4 and 66 in 5+. Leveling rate is medium fast. EV yield is 1 in attack. Shape is that. Footprint is that. Pokedex color is brown. Base friendship is 70. Teddiursa is a normal type Pokemon introduced in Gen 2. It evolves into Ursaring starting at level 30, which evolves into Ursaluna when exposed to a peat block during a full moon. Biology: Teddiursa is a bipedal ursine Pokemon covered in short orange-brown fur. Its muzzle is a light tan color with a small black nose and black eyes with white irises. There is a slightly paler tan crescent moon marking on its face. And it has round ears. It has 3 claws on its forepaws, as well as 2 claws and yellow paw pads on its hind paws. Its tail is short, round, and puffy. Teddiursa is almost always seen licking its forepaws, which are soaked in honey. Every Teddiursa has a different flavor on its paws. When it feels nervous, it will lick its paws to calm itself down. The marking on its face can glow when it finds honey. While Teddiursa is able to make its own honey by blending pollen collected by Beedrill with fruits, it is also known to steal honey from comb bee nests, which it finds by stealthily following the comb bee. Teddiursa lives in mountainous forests where it will hide food throughout its territory before food becomes scarce in winter. Evolution: Teddiursa evolves into Ursaring, and Hisui Ursaring evolves into Ursaluna. It's got Teddiursa, Ursaring, and Ursaluna. Game data, NPC appearances, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, Explorers of Time, Explorers of Darkness. Teddiursa is a resident of Treasure Town. She and her friend, Ursaring, also meet the player and partner at the end of Mystifying Forest, where they discover that the Luminous Spring has been restored. Teddiursa becomes the first Pokemon to evolve at the Luminous Spring since its restoration. Pokedex entries: in Gen 2 in Gold, if it finds honey, its crescent mark glows. It always licks its paws because they are soaked with honey. Silver, before food becomes scarce in wintertime. Its habit is to hoard food in many hidden locations. Crystal, it always licks honey. Its palm tastes sweet because of all the honey it has absorbed. For Stadium 2, if you have Pokemon Red, Silver, Crystal and Sword, get the Gold entry, but if you have Pokemon Blue, Gold, or Yellow and Sword, get the Silver entry. In Gen 3, Ruby and Sapphire, this Pokemon likes to lick its palms that are sweetened by being soaked in honey. Teddiursa concocts its own honey by blending fruits and pollen collected by Beedrill. Emerald, it licks its palms that are sweetened by being soaked in honey. Teddiursa makes its own honey by blending fruits and pollen collected by Beedrill. Fire Red is the Silver entry. Leaf Green is the Gold entry. In Gen 4, in Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum, it lets honey soak into its paws, so it can lick them all the time. Every set of paws tastes unique. Heart Gold is very similar to Gold's, but slightly different, so I'll read it. If it finds honey, its crescent mark glows. It always licks its paws because they're soaked with honey. Soul Silver's its silver counterpart. The Gen 5 Pokedex entries are Diamond, Pearl, and Platinums. In Gen 6, X is the Gold entry, while Y is the Silver entries and Fire Red's entry. Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire are basically Ruby and Sapphires, but Pokemon, Teddiursa, and Beedrill are now all the correct casing. In Gen 8, Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl are their Diamond and Pearl counterpart. In Legends Arceus, it licks its paws because of the sweet honey that is soaked into them. It is cunning, stealing into the nests of Combee and taking for itself the honey that the Combee have amassed. In Gen 9, Scarlet, this Pokemon discreetly follows Combee to find their hive. It scoops up big dollops of honey in its palms to eat. Violet, Its paws are soaked in oodles of honey. When nervous, Teddiursa will lick its paws and soon have a smile back on its face. Teddiursa in the Paldea Pokedex being very cute, like it's discovered the camera, like the fur texture. Game locations, side game locations, and events. Held items. Black 2 and White 2, you get the Rage Candy Bar as an in-game trade 100% of the time. Legends Arceus for normal. You get the Dazzling Honey 35% of the time. Spoiled Apricorn 15% of the time. Grid items by level. Alpha EXP Candy S 100% of the time. Seed of Mastery 10% of the time. Grid items by level. Still don't know how the math works. Scarlet and Violet, you get Honey 5% of the time. Stats, base stats, HP 60, attack 80, defense, special attack, and special defense 50, speed 40, for a total of 330. Pokeathlon stats, type effectiveness, damage normally by normal, flying, poison, ground, rock, bug, steel, fire, water, grass, electric, psychic, ice, dragon, dark, and fairy. Weak to fighting for double, immune to ghost, resistant to nothing. Notes, if this Pokemon is given a ring target, the effectiveness of ghost type moves is 1, so go from 0 to 1. Learn set by leveling up 1, fling, covet, scratch, baby doll eyes, and lick 8. Fury swipes 13 payback. 17 Sweet Scent, 22 Slash, 25 Play Nice, 29 Play Rough, 33 Charm, 37 Rest, 37 Snore, and 41 Thrash. By TM, 1 Takedown, 2 Charm, 3 Fake Tear, 7 Protect, 12 Low Kick, 18 Thief, 20 Trailblaze, 25 Facade, 27 Aerial Ace, 28 Bulldoze, 31 Metal Claw, 32 Swift, 36 Rock Tomb, 43 Fling, 46 Avalanche, 47 Endure, 49 Sunny Day, 50 Rain Dance, 55 Dig, 58 Brick Break, 61 Shadow Claw, 64 Bulk Up, 66 Body Slam, 67 Fire Punch, 68 Thunder Punch, 69 Ice Punch, 70 Sleep Talk, 71 Seed Bomb, 80 Metronome, 85 Rest, 86 Rock Slide, 87 Taunt, 88 Swords Dance, 102 Gunk Shot, 103 Substitute, 108 Crunch, 117 Hyper Voice, 127 Play Rough, 130 Helping Hand, 149 Earthquake, 167 Close Combat, 171 Terror Blast, 179 Smackdown, 191 Uproar, 192 Focus Punch, and 204 Double Edge. By breeding, Zangoose gives you Belly Drum, this group gives you Close Combat, this group gives you Counter, this group gives you Cross Chop, this group gives you Crunch, this group gives you Double Edge, this group gives you Fake Tears, this group gives you Fury Cutter, this group gives you Metal Claw, this group gives you Night Slash, this group gives you Seismic Toss, and this group gives you Yawn. The note here says, Skelligurge learns Yawn on its own, only version 2.0.1 onwards, so that's this one. Animated series only moves, got Pound, it's a normal type move. In the episode The Brockster is in. Side game data, you got all this. Okay. Pokemon Ranger, Guardian signs in the browser entry. It lets loose shockwaves to attack. You got all this. Pokepark Wii, Pikachu's Adventure in the Pokepark pad entry. Teddiursa often play in the Iceberg Zone and the Cavern Zone. They agree that their favorite attraction is Empoleon Snow Slide. Got all these, yeah. Evolution data, Teddiursa, level 30, Ursa Ring. Use a Peat Block during a full moon in Hisui. Got Ursaluna sprites here. For Gen 2, we've gotten one that's different in the Japan version versus the international version. It's in the silvers. You can see there's no paw pad and a paw pad here. So, generally, it looks interesting. It's not quite the same. It's just kind of just general teddy bear shape, which is what it's based on. The crescent moon looks like that. It's all white. There's all the stuff that would become different colors is still white. It's a slightly different brown than the modern one. Green for the shiny. That's interesting. Gen 3, so a little bit closer to what the modern one is. I don't know what's going on with the tail. It looks a little bit weird. It almost looks like it's on a cape for some reason. But yeah, it's sitting down. It's very cute. Definitely much more closer to the one we have now. Like the eye, like you can even see like it's just a lot of the rounded features and stuff. And this is all yellow now. Yep. It looks less like it's actually shoving its paw in its mouth like these are. Like they look like they're sucking on their paw, but now it just kind of looks like kind of the more modern thing where it's almost sucking its claw, I guess, or not quite, but yeah. This is much closer to what we have now with the coloration. It's standing up the sort of chubby look, it's thinner than this, but yeah, rounded head and stuff. Yep. Yeah, Gen 4, got this kind of brown. Yep. Then we got the sort of more modern kind of sort of orangish color. Yep. Gen 5, got the full back sprites now. And they get the actual modern kind of orange-brown color. And this kind of green, I guess, is a little bit different, I think. Pretty good models. Obviously not the best quality, but that's just because it is probably the best they could do, you know. These, I don't think they're that much different. You get much better models in this game. Very cute. For some reason, all of the models don't really show off its tail, except for the back spread, I guess, in these. But yeah, it's interesting. You got homes here. Yeah. Okay, yeah. In animation, Teddiursa in Pokemon Horizons, the series. Teddiursa in Pokemon Horizons, the series. A Teddiursa egg in Pokemon, the series Ruby and Sapphire. That's pretty cool. Got all these. Yeah. Pokedex entries in episode 186 in Ash's Pokedex. Teddiursa, the little bear Pokemon. This cute, cuddly Pokemon is easily frightened and frequently licks its paws, which are usually covered with sweet honey. Got Pokemon evolutions, and you got Teddiursa and Pokemon Paldean Winds here, I guess, with Katie and Tarantula, I think. And I don't really know what's going on here. Looks like she's probably having some sort of broadcast or something. Maybe introducing all, I think, of the gym leaders, I think is what they both are, or whatever they're called in this generation. In the manga, we got Teddiursa in Pokemon Adventures, and Teddiursa in Pokemon Adventures. In the TCG and the TFG trivia, Teddiursa is one of the 14 Pokemon for which foreign Pokedex entries can be collected in Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. Teddiursa is the only non-Generation 1 Pokemon with a unique sprite in Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green, aside from the different forms of Deoxys. Despite this, it does not appear in the wild in those games. Teddiursa can be seen as a parallel to Phanpy. Their evolutionary lines are exclusive to opposite versions of Pokemon Gold and Silver and Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver, and are the only Pokemon to swap version exclusive status between localizations. They each have one evolved form prior to Pokemon Legends Arceus, and they both have Pickup as an ability and lose it upon evolution. Despite not being in Pokemon Sword and Shield, an early prototype build of the game featured a Teddiursa charm on Gloria's bag. This was removed in later prototype builds. Despite this fondness for honey in its Pokedex entries, and even dropping Dazzling Honey is not among the list of Teddiursa's preferred foods in Pokemon Legends Arceus. Dropping is interesting. That's a different mechanic. Origin Teddiursa appears to be based on a bear cub, such as the cub of an Asian black bear whose Japanese name, Tsukinowaguma, literally means Ring of the Moon Bear. The fact that Teddiursa always licks its paws covered in honey mimics the bear's weakness for it. Teddiursa's appearance also resembles a teddy bear, and possibly the cubs of other honey bear species such as the sun bear or sloth bear. The marking on Teddiursa's face may come from the aforementioned Asian black bear and the crescent moon it is similar to. The connection between a bear and a celestial body may also reference the Ursa Minor and Ursa Major constellations, Teddiursa being the former one. Name origin, Teddiursa may be a combination of teddy bear and Ursa, Latin for bear. Himaguma may be a combination of himi, princess, small, prefix for small in Japanese nomenclature of species, or possibly high, crescent moon, and kuma, bear. Now the languages related, see also external links. Let's move on. Now let's watch Teddiursa's first scene in the anime. Hello and welcome to the anime portion of the video. Today we are watching Pokemon the Movie 3, Spell of the Unknown Entei. In this film, we're at the beginning of the film. A father is reading to his daughter, Molly, in their mansion.
Lots of people believe.
And there's the Teddiursa as a toy, with a bunch of other toys.
Even though they've never seen them. And in
He's
this
talking about how legendary Pokemon, legendary books, and that's the dad, that's Molly. And that is Teddiursa's first scene in the anime. Let's move on. Now let's talk about the TCG. I have 2 Teddiursa cards. We'll start with the older one. It's the first Teddiursa card design. It was illustrated by Miki Tanaka, an illustrator for the TCG who began in 1999 and has continued to this day, as of September 2024. She is known for her simplistic, storybook-like designs. This card is no exception. I can definitely see this design being in a children's book. Perhaps the most notable element is that Teddiursa is too dark, even for the time, being closer to the shade of brown of its evolution, Ursaring. The crescent moon marking is also a little off, being not curved enough in. Anyway, it has 40 HP. It's 2 foot and 19 pounds, which is 0.4 pounds less than its weight in the official Pokedex. Next to the weight, there's the Neo Discovery expansion symbol. It has 2 moves, Scratch and Nap Time. Since I've already talked about Scratch in the video games, I'll just talk about it on this card. It costs 1 of any energy and hits for 10 damage. Nap Time is not a move in the main games, but is a move or skill in Pokemon Shuffle, which was after this card was released, likely meaning it was chosen based on the move from the TCG. Anyway, in that game, which is a puzzle game about matching 3 or more Pokemon icons in a row by swapping icons to defeat and capture Pokemon to get more icon options, which are based on type, advantages, and disadvantages, it puts the opponent Pokemon to sleep, meaning they can't use disruptions, which are how the opponent Pokemon attacks, by way of putting up barriers, freezing icons or swapping icons, usually with ones that are Pokemon types it's resistant to, for 2 turns and allows the player to do 20% more damage during these turns. On this card, it costs 2 of any energies. It fully heals Teddiursa, but puts it to sleep. Teddiursa is weak to fighting for double damage. It's resistant to Psychic for minus 30 damage, which likely mimics its immunity to Ghost in the video games. It costs 1 of any energy for Teddiursa to retreat. Its description reads, if it finds honey, its crescent mark glows. It always licks paws because they are soaked with honey. This is the Pokedex entry in Pokemon Gold and Leaf Green, and one of the Pokedex entries in Pokemon Stadium 2. It's level 12. In the video games, it would be 18 levels from evolving into Ursa Ring. The second card is the 4th Teddiursa card design. It was illustrated by Yuka Mori. I love how cute Teddiursa is in this image. It translates well into clay. It has 60 HP. It shares its height and retreat cost with the other Teddiursa. Its weight is 19.4 pounds, 0.4 pounds heavier than the other Teddiursa. It has 2 moves, Rest and Sweet Palm. In the video games, Rest is a Psychic-type status move introduced in Gen 1. It fully restores the user's HP and removes status conditions, but puts the user to sleep for 2 or 3 turns. On this card, it costs 1 of any energy and does pretty much the same thing, but instead of restoring all the health, it just restores 20 health. Also, sleep works a little different in the TCG. The player flips a coin after every turn to see if the Pokemon wakes up. Upon a successful coin flip, it does. Sweet Palm is not a move in the video games. On this card, it costs 2 of any energy and hits for 30 damage. However, it also heals the opponent for 10 damage before Teddiursa does 30 damage. So in essence, Teddiursa is only doing 20 damage. It's weak to fighting for plus 10 damage. It has no resistance, which is interesting since, while it reflects Teddiursa's resistance in the games, as shown on the other card, it could use the immunity, so it could have been resistant to Psychic. Teddiursa's description reads, it lets honey soak into its paws, so it can lick them all the time. Every set of paws tastes unique. This is the Pokedex entry in Pokemon Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, Black, White, Black 2, White 2, Brilliant Diamond, and Shining Pearl. It's level 20, which is 8 levels higher than the other Teddiursa. In the video games, it would be 10 levels from evolving into Ursa Ring. Speaking of Ursa Ring, I don't have an Ursa Ring card, so the next Pokemon with a card I'll be talking about is Corsola. More specifically, Galarian Corsola. Now let's see why other people love Teddiursa. Now let's look at fan art. Hello and welcome to the fan art section of the video. Nobody sent in fan art, so instead we're looking at DeviantArt fan art. For those of you familiar with the series, you might be wondering why we're on the single image, and that's because this is the only image we'll be doing today. So this is Teddiursa by Kishi Shiotani. We got a Teddiursa with, I don't know if this is supposed to be like a human version of Teddiursa, or just like a trainer that's like really obsessed with Teddiursa to the point that they are looking like Teddiursa. I don't know what the context of this is, but it's a very nice image. Very well done. I like the nighttime elements, the moon, and the stars and the trees. Yeah. Let's move on. Yeah. Thanks to everyone who submitted fan art. I won't be streaming tonight, as I need to wait until I talk about Smeargle to get Surf, so that I can catch a Teddiursa. Tomorrow I'll be talking about Ursa Ring. As always, this is my proper outfit. You'll see me tomorrow.